Yep. There he is. Nice 40-degree morning. According to Google weather, we're supposed to be 6 degrees warmer than yesterday, to which they said will be 73 degrees. Well, we were like 75, 76, somewhere in there yesterday. So if we're actually 6 degrees warmer, yeah, I could call in dead. I realized last night I forgot to do something that I talked about. I didn't mark those batteries, so yeah, no biggie. 1/2-inch wrench and take 2 linchpins off, pull the cover and mark them. Totally spaced that. Got in bed last night and went, oh shit, I didn't do that. But anyway, nice and crisp this morning. No frost, I don't think. Yeah, nothing frosty at 40, but it's just crisp. So, yeah, good way to start the day, I guess. Could be worse. It could be starting the day at 75 or 80 degrees. Me wanted to just go crawl into the creek and find the deep spot and stay there. And I didn't happen to see any new calves here yet, so I'm going to guess the Magnificent 7 aren't going to do anything for a while. I don't know. I realized last night I forgot to turn a row of lights on in the barn too. When I looked at the camera and went, I can barely see any cows. They're night vision cameras and they work great out in the yard, but in the barn, you really can't see much. And yep, you hear Dino. Zoom you in so you can see the dirty head. Looks like he's been down there digging another hole and rubbing. Good thing they're a small group where he is, because he's killing off enough grass they'd run out by the end of summer. It'll all be bare dirt. He's a dumbass. Figured I'd get this for you. Haven't done it for a while. There's the orb hiding up there. Inching a little closer and a little closer. And yeah, nice heavy dew on the roof. I can hear it drip off the other end down onto the, above the cow pens in there. Oh, yay. Oh, by the way, in just a little bit of time, yeah, really making an appearance. I just found little ones in here. Those are the very last 2 that went out over here. I was looking at 023's calf, and she was like the next to the last one that went out over here, and you can't tell her because she blends in with these other bigger ones. So let's sneak in there and get them a little snack. They're finally, actually a few of them are staying in there, or at least not running out 90 miles an hour when I sneak through there to feed, which is kind of nice. And that one's standing there by the bucket of diatomaceous earth, which these kids have actually been working on. I don't know how much the other ones have been eating, but the bucket's almost empty now. And there's, not that many in here. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I think there's only 11 or 12 calves in there. So, anyway. And no, you don't hear the radio in the background. They're just gabbing. And Dino's sharing with 023. That's who snuck down on him. I gave him a little extra, so she gets some too, but she's doing a phenomenal job for an old lady with her calf. I'm really surprised because, well, I shouldn't be surprised, but she's as big as the bigger ones that are in there, and she's a lot younger. Pretty cool. Well, look at that. The voltage is up into the green. The little black mark, that's where it needs to normally run. With the big baler, if I'm running the camera, which happens to be hooked into the lights, that sometimes drops below that, and then I gotta shut things down or things will quit working. Anyway, we'll see if she starts on her own, right? Look at that. Yeah, then we get the alarm. Then it shuts up. And it's up where it should be, just above the black line. Started out this morning at 42 degrees. By 8 o'clock it was 60. And they're trying to say we're only going to be 73, but I don't think so. It's already not nice out. And I still got to wait around for the guy to come get those heifers in that steer. But in the meantime, I got to get fuel in this. I should have took my cooler back in last night. You know, then maybe there'd be something cold in it for today. So gives me time to screw with that. And I totally spaced putting the date on those batteries. So pull the cover off and mark them. Take the cylinder stops off of this thing. So it'll go down and into the ground when I get there. And I should be good. Well, I finally made it up here. Home's right down there, middle of the screen. Left side of the screen, the inside tire. When I started doing the headlamps, I don't know what happened, but it's flat. Yay. This is cutting up okay, considering as sod bound as it is. Would have left it and took hay off it again, but God, it was so rough it wasn't even funny. And, you know, county ditches are great, right? Except our county doesn't keep them up. I'm stopped for a reason. Because I got to lift the disc up and back up. I can't go forward anymore. I got one more pass on that side by the trees. And one more pass from the corner down there up to the power pole. And I'm out of here. And I guess I'm going to go home and see if I got a tire. This is kind of like why we got that Versatile sitting there. I wish it was running. Right here isn't too bad. I'm looking, the camera is pretty much looking level. So, give you an idea. But behind me, along the edge of the field, is a lot steeper. And I'm down a gear from what I was when I was going across. And she's working her a little harder, which I expected anyway. I'd love to be up at least one more gear. It would make a big difference on how it's cutting. And I wasn't going to stay here. I was going to move on up the hill to where they logged. But I figure with that flat tire, I'm okay in the field. I don't know how far I want to go up the hill, because it's another 3 miles up there. And I'm 2 miles from home. Really need to put all 4 tires on, so I gotta discuss that with the bookkeeper, you know. I'll give you an idea what this corner does. With what I'm on right now, I got the camera looking straight out on a horizon plane. Okay? So you can see what I'm looking at. And now the hood's gone. And I gotta turn and go back up that. Believe it or not, even with these bald tires, I mean, I'm spinning a little bit, but I'm running out of power more than anything. When I set it in back there, once it's finally in the ground all the way, it spins a little bit, it pulls it down. Oh, yeah. Pulls it down to about 1700. And I really don't want to go any slower than that. It should be running over 2100 or over 2200, and we're barely holding 21. Anyway, and this isn't the steepest thing we've got. It's just one that can be a pain in the ass. Now you can kind of see a little difference in color. I'm surprised it's drying like it is. But then kitty corner both directions, and now I'm going round and round. I was gonna half lap it, so you know, go over it once, but really over it twice. But there is an issue with this disc when you do that. It leaves big humps every, 6-8 feet. So I figure get over this time, we'll get most of this stuff cut up enough. And if we don't get any rain right away and we get a day or two of sun, it'll dry those clumps up. And one more time over it, followed with the drill and cultipacker, and we should be done. Still gotta be a lot of freaking grass on top. I doubt I'll be able to run the teeth to the cultipacker much. I usually still get to do it a little bit, just gotta be careful. But it is what it is. You know, a little glyphos on this a month or two ago would have made a big difference. We'd be ready to seed probably right after this pass. And yeah, that noise you heard, that was hydraulic brakes. Just because it's front wheel assist don't mean you don't have to use the damn brakes in the hills. So anyway, and I'm wondering about today. There's a little fluffy clouds here and there, but there's no blue sky at all. It's muggier than shit. Like I said, it's still drying. Well, there it is. Looks pretty good right there. A lot of grass. Hopefully a little wind and a little sun will burn that down a little bit. It's going to get at least one more pass over it. We'll see. And now I'll see if that one tire holds up going home. It should. You know, other guys with discs like this, they've got 600 or 1,200 gallon water tanks mounted on the damn things to make them go in the ground. And I've never really well, I do know why. Most of them are disking at 10 miles an hour. You know, if you're 5 to 8 miles an hour, we run this one clear into the hubs all the time. It better hold her. And I guess tomorrow I'll see if I can find somebody that's got 4 tires, and hope to God they aren't near as expensive as most of the stuff is now. Yeah, you can see in the mirror, the furrow filter's hanging over the edge of the asphalt. Here's where I'm running down the road. I got a bridge coming up that is, well, let's put it this way, the guardrails are over the edge of the pavement. So, yeah, gotta love it. Got me a car behind me too. They'll be there. I'll turn after the bridge and maybe they'll go straight. I took the first one off and she climbed in there to get the flat one, and the next one was going to be flat. So I'll let her. She used to work at a tire shop.
I did.
In the office.
Oh, but I studded snow tires too.
She did stud some snow tires.
Which was my favorite job of all.
So you'll see why this one was going to be next.
Oh, look at that.
Isn't that good? Original tires on this thing, and it not only gets a lot of road miles, but gets a lot of field miles, because they're always rolling on the ground. See, there's why I didn't go in there. And I even moved the wrench out of the way. That
that ass don't fit underneath there. Just saying.
I don't bend to fit into there. See, now that she's not there, I'll put the wrench back.
Yeah.
Get my hand out of the way so I don't smash it.
It's gonna fall off on me. Or will it catch too?
Just make sure you get the last one last and catch it. You can do it. I have faith. So, yeah, they turned up really nice. We'll knock the rest of that off. I try to be nice to the tire guys. It goes a long ways when you're buying very many tires. I've seen some of the dairies bring something in right off a freaking wagon. You can't even get close to it without being completely covered in shit. Of course, you can't change the tires because everything's completely covered in shit. And they just don't understand why it costs them an extra $50 for a tire swap. Oh well. Well, on to my last one. The ride outside one was really loose. I'm thinking they didn't get the races seated in the hubs when it was new, and eventually it finally did. Dad had a 56 Ford car that was that way. It had about 65,000 miles. All of a sudden, the damn thing was all over the road, and he couldn't hardly drive it. He got it to work, pulled it in the shop, figured he was replacing wheel bearings, and was kind of pissed because, even back then, it still should have lasted longer. Yeah, they'd never seated him. So, seriously, the one on the other side, I don't know for sure what's going on in there, but in order to make the cotter key hold the castle nut, I had to add 2 shims behind the nut. So I thought, well, the rest of it's going to be that way. No, not yet. This one, Ty thought was tight till she moved it. That one didn't take any shims. The other inside one didn't take any shims. Both of them tightened up all right, but there's my mess I got to clean up so I can get the cotter key out. First cotter key broke. Second one, I wished it would have been easier. I did finally end up breaking it so I could get it out. Third one didn't break, but there ain't no way it's going back in. And we'll find out about this one, but yeah, you see how loose that is. Unfortunately, we store this thing with it in the air and cylinders blocked in case we got to move it or anything. So they just don't get checked. Even when it gets greased, it's usually up in the air. So, yeah, I don't know how long they've been loose. Hasn't been an issue either way, so. But they'll be up tight. One of them's probably a little tighter than it should be, but it still turns free. So, I'm not going to mess in the grease and bring you along anymore. I got my glove cleaned off enough to play with my phone and give you the last little bit of video, and it's 5 o'clock now. Get this one done, clean my stuff up, put it away, and get you all a video. Doesn't that look good? Yum. Smells good too. It smells like old gear oil. And I can't tell you what year we bought this disc. We've had it for a hell of a long time. Rear blades are new or used. I'm original. I'll figure it out. The rear ones are original, but they're worn down quite a bit. Front ones, well, we changed them when the other ends were no longer notched. And I think these are either 26 or 28 inch blades. When we changed them, the back ones were worn down about 1 inch. And that's been a couple years ago. These are starting to show some wear, but not too bad yet. It's got a lot of life left in her. So, anyway, thank you all for watching, and hopefully tomorrow I can find some tires and get this thing back in the field. It'll be a Monday, with my luck, it's going to be a regular Monday, and I won't be able to find shit, but oh well. Wish me luck. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a great week.